Alrighty, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and today is day 4 of the shelter build. Now, right here is a bunch of corn stalk, because I live in Indiana, and I'm going to call this Indiana bamboo. There we go, corn stalk. So what I'm doing is I'm using the stalk of corn and I'm building the roof. And also I plan on using it to weave in and out of the frame of the shelter to create a weave of cornstalk. Now, that doesn't mean that that's what's going to end up being, but that's the idea for now. I don't know if you can hear the thunder in the background, but it's looking like we're having a storm coming on. So I'm going to do a little bit with this build so you can see it. And I don't know what else I'm going to get done today because I still got several things to do and a storm is coming. What I'm doing is, I went to the Dollar Tree today and I got 3 packs of these zip ties. There's 30 to a pack, and I'm using these to secure the stuff as much as possible. I'd like to use, I'm looking at it this way, and you know, people may like or dislike what I'm doing or even saying, but when it comes to survival, people are going to do what they need to do with what they have, and I'm not going to sit and create cordage out of limbs and stuff like that when I don't have to at this point. If I had to, I would, but I don't have to. I'm going to use some zip ties to help secure this stuff, and we'll continue on here. So basically, I'm using 2 of these zip ties per husk, or stalk rather, and all I'm doing Alrighty, so what I'm doing is I'm securing these husks, or I keep calling them husks, these stalks with a zip tie. One at the bottom, one at the top. And then I'm just cutting the excess off. So then I end up with a little, it's flimsy right now, but it's going to be decent because what I'm going to do is weave more of these in and out to create a roof. So I'll be right back. So when I get this complete, I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, so there's 14 roof ribs up. 13 of them are the corn stalk, and then I had this one right here of wood, and I probably might replace that one with the corn stalk, actually, just so that I can do a little bit of weaving a little better. But that's the roof. Nice little ribs. And as I said, each one of them is secured by a zip tie on the bottom part and up at the top. And I didn't quite use one pack, and like I said, I got them at the Dollar Tree, so one pack was $1, and I purchased 3 packs, and I think I'm going to go back and get more, because I think this is going to be a standard way of stripping up some of this stuff. Instead of using a bunch of cordage and tying a bunch of knots, I can just zip tie a lot of it, and then I can put cordage over top of it. I mean, the zip ties will be there just to keep it from moving around. I mean, it's flexible, but I want it to be flexible because I'm going to weave in and out. Now, of course, I could use the corn leaves, but in all honesty, that's going to be way too much trouble to bind them all together and then tie them on. That's just going to be too difficult, when I could do it a lot easier. As far as I can see at this point, I could do it a lot easier just by using the stalks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear some more stalks down, and maybe do a couple weaves in the roof, just to see how it works. And also I'm going to replace that stick right there with a corn stalk, so that it'll be easier to weave with. So we'll get right back with you when I get that going. Alrighty, so I've got it all weaved up, and we use, what I say, 28 corn stalks to weave this roof. And I figured it's something I have available to me. I'm in Indiana, so why not use what's available? And corn stalk is definitely available. And it's flexible enough to where I could weave a little bit here, yet it's sturdy enough that it should help keep this roof up. As you can see right here, I did replace that one piece of wood with a corn stalk and actually added another one. And like I said, I am using zip ties. I would probably have zip ties out in the woods, so, you know, and if I didn't, then I wouldn't use them. I'd find something else. But I have them available to me right now, so that's what I'm using. So anyway, the roof, basic roof is done now. The entire basic structure is complete. Now all I have to do is basically form the body around the skeleton. So I'll get back with you here in a little bit when I decide what I'm going to do with that. Alrighty, so I did a little test here, and I think it might work. It's not exactly completely, you know, tight together. Let me zoom in here. You can see there are spaces there, but I took a stick and I zip tied it to the ground, and I'm going to have to use something to keep the stick down. And then I just tied cordage to the top and the bottom, and then I'm just weaving in and out the corn stalk, just like that. And then on the sides here, I'm tying them to the side. Each one of them's getting tied to the side there. So it definitely isn't going to be foolproof, but I think at least this front one here, I might do that way just to see how it turns out, and until I come up with something better. So now I'm handheld here. So until I come up with something different or better, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to weave corn stalk in and out of these in and out of this cordage here, and basically just go up this and make this small wall that way, just to see what it's going to look like. It doesn't have to be completely airtight. This isn't something that you know, is going to keep out any winter storms or anything like that, but I do want it to breathe anyway, and I'm going to want some air through here anyways. So I'm thinking this might be a decent way to do it. This was my initial idea, and I think at this point this is the best way for me to do it right now, unless I wanted to go vertical with them and then zip tie each, or tie each one of them vertically. And I don't know, I'm not really wanting to do that. I'm thinking I would much prefer to weave it. In all honesty, to me it just kind of seems a little more natural. It'll definitely take less cordage and or zip tie, whatever I decided to use, but it would definitely take less doing it this way than the other way maybe. But either way, I'm going to give it a shot like this. Maybe I'll do another section the other way just to see what it looks like, and then I'll make up my mind. So I think this is going to be the end of day 4. Let me run through real quick and show you an overview one more time real quick of what I've got, and I think day 4 will end right here. So a quick overview of day 4. I've got the cornstalk roof weaved. I think that's I'm gonna just like that. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use corn leaves or whether I'm going to do just a tarp. Tarp would be much easier and quicker, but who knows at this point. So I got all that done, and I started working on this front wall. Like I said, I'm going to do the front wall like this, horizontal weave, and I might do a section, maybe this section over here, or some other section. I'm going to maybe do it vertical and just see which one I like better. So end of day 4 on my new base camp out my back door. Thanks for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your backyard.